Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cap and Trade Show. This is the NFL Salary Cap Explained series. Today we're going to talk about trades and how everything is calculated. This is episode 13. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome back to the Cap and Trade Show. Like I said, we're on episode 13 of the NFL Salary Cap Explained series. Today we're going to talk about player trades and look at how the calculations in terms of the salary cap is calculated for both sides of the trade. So for each team, the team that's trading away a player and the team that's receiving a player. So we're going to look at it from both sides. We're going to go through a few different examples. One that's at the beginning of the league year, one that's a little bit later in the league year, and then one that is during the regular season. So we can kind of go through the calculations of weeks paid versus upcoming weeks and things like that. Okay, player trades. So things to know about player trades. All the money paid by the original team up front, paid up to date, up to the trade, will count as dead money. It would be calculated in terms of how it should be calculated, whether it's a signing bonus, proration, acceleration from proration money, any paid salary, workout bonuses, things like that. Any future unpaid commitments are going to be at the responsibility of the receiving team or the player that is the team that receives the player in the trade. So they will be responsible for any upcoming option bonuses, roster bonuses, new salaries, new workout bonuses, per game roster bonuses that are coming up in the future seasons. The new team will be responsible for all of that. Now, at the completion of the trade, both sides will have their respective salary cap situations adjusted appropriately at the time of the trade. And as a reminder, there are no post-June 1 designation trades. That only applies to player releases at the beginning of the league year. A team cannot designate a trade as a post-June 1 designation. It does not exist. If a team wants to be able to use the post-June 1 salary cap treatment, go back a few episodes if you want to take another listen at that one. But if a team wants to take advantage of that specific timeline, then they need to complete the trade on June 2nd or later in the season. But it cannot happen in March and say we're designated as a June 1 trade. Doesn't happen, doesn't exist. So we're going to take a look at an example here. And so we're going to go back to March of 2024, 3 days after the league year started. Justin Fields is traded from the Chicago Bears to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now here we have Justin Fields' rookie contract up on the screen. He had already been through the first 3 years of the contract, so now we're into 2024. He has a base salary of $1.6 million, a base roster bonus that would be due in training camp of that season. So I think it was the 3rd or the 5th day of training camp. So it would be like late July of $1.6 million. So the $3.233 million is all guaranteed salary that would be transferred to Pittsburgh. The only thing that will remain is the last year of the prorated signing bonus money, the $2.77 million that you see on the screen highlighted. That is the last prorated amount of the original signing bonus paid out by Pittsburgh. So like I talked about, all paid money accounted for in the salary cap will stay behind with the original team as dead money. Pittsburgh is going to take on this contract, and they will take on the final year of the contract. In this case, there's no prorated bonus because, like we said, that stays back with Chicago. They will assume the base salary and the roster bonus, and there you see the cap number of $3.233 million, which is straight up cash for the year. So this is a very basic, straightforward trade and how the salary caps are managed for both sides of the team. So Pittsburgh is taking on the last bit of the prorated money. Chicago is taking on the guaranteed salary and the roster bonus that is coming up in July of 2024 because this trade was executed on March 17th of 2024. Now, the next example we're going to take a look at is Stephon Diggs with Buffalo Bills trading Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans. This occurred on April 3rd of 2024 last year. Here we have Stephon Diggs' contract with Buffalo. He had a large amount of prorated money still remaining on this contract. You see 4 years highlighted. That totals $31.276 million in dead money that Buffalo will be taking on when they trade away Stephon Diggs. He had 1 year of guaranteed salary of $18.5 million for the 2024 league year and a roster bonus due in 2027. Houston will take on that guaranteed salary of $18.5 million and including the per game roster bonus for that season and all the future years following it. You see the three base salaries in each year's following that, plus the roster bonus in 2027, and including the workout bonuses because they have not gone through off-season organized team activities, or also known as OTAs. So the workout bonus hasn't been paid either. So that will transfer over to the Houston Texans. If this trade had happened, say, in July, then that workout bonus would have been paid by Buffalo, and that would have stayed back with Buffalo as dead money. But in this case, because this trade was occurred on April 3rd, they will maintain as dead money the remaining prorated dollars from the signing bonus and including some restructures that they did the year before. That will stay on as dead money. Houston will take on no prorated money, a guaranteed salary, a lot of workout bonus, per game roster bonus, and a lump sum roster bonus. So that's a little bit different scenario. It happened in April. You see how everything breaks down. Now we're going to jump over to an example that occurred during the regular season. Ernest Jones, linebacker, was traded from Tennessee Titans to the Seattle Seahawks on October 24th, 2024. Now this one's going to be take a little bit more calculations because this occurred during the season. Now here we see Tennessee Titans, this is the contract that they had. There was no prorated bonus in 2024 because they had acquired Ernest Jones in a claim early in the 2024 season. So for them, they were on track to pay Ernest Jones $3.116 million for 2024 season and just salary. He had no per game roster bonuses, no roster bonus, no workout bonuses or anything like that. Now what I'd highlighted is the amount paid up to the point of this trade for Tennessee. Now, the Seahawks, they're going to take on the last year of this contract. I have the delineated line here to show you. They're still going to take on the last year, but they're going to take on the prorated amount based on the number of weeks left in the season as the cap number. So how do we calculate this? This trade was calculated during the 8th week of the regular season. So Tennessee will have already paid Ernest Jones 7 weeks of base salary. So during the season, it's based on 18 weeks, 17 games plus 1 bye week. Players are paid during the bye week. So we will calculate this out as take the base salary, $3.166 million, divided by 18 weeks. The players paid $173,000 and $111 per week of the season. Now, Tennessee has already paid Ernest Jones through 7 weeks of the season, so we take that amount times 7 weeks. That's where we get the $1.2 million, $1,211,778. That has already been paid to Ernest Jones. That will stay on the Tennessee Titans salary cap as dead money. Now, that leaves 11 weeks of unpaid salary. Like we said, 18 weeks in the season, Tennessee's already paid for 7 weeks. That leaves the 11 remaining weeks of salary will transfer to the Seattle Seahawks. So doing the same math, but times 11 weeks, we get the $1,904,222. That is where That amount is what will go on to Seattle's salary cap for Ernest Jones for the rest of the regular season. So a little bit different example there. So that's player trades. Look through a few different examples, but always just remember the key points to take away from player trades in terms of the salary cap is all the money paid by the original team will stay back as dead money, depending on how it is accounted for per the rules of the CBA. But all the money already paid will stay as dead money, and any future commitments, future unpaid money, will transfer to the new team as salary cap. And then there you have the delineation between the two sides. So just break out your calculator, do a little bit of math, and you'll be able to figure it out very quickly just using these three examples that I showed you. Just make sure you're paying attention to what time of the year it is and what potential money has already paid out, whether it's roster bonuses or workout bonuses. Just make sure you account for those things when you're doing your salary cap calculations. Same for when you have a player traded during the season. Make sure you calculate the number of weeks the original team has paid the player and how many weeks are going to be remaining on the contract for the receiving team. So that is trades in terms of the salary cap management. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you get notified for future things. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button. Really helps out the channel. So this has been episode 13 of Player Trades of the NFL Salary Cap Explained series. We will see you in the next one. See ya.